One person. Faster, faster, faster.
1 year.
We're just getting started. You got 364 days after this. One amazing transformation. I'm Chris Powell.
I'm Heidi Powell.
And this is what we do.
Come on, throw those punches.
You had the potential to be great. And what you don't get is that you still have the potential to be great.
Choose to be different. Choose to change.
Everything you've got, that's what it takes. Go!
Take control of your life.
You got to get to the reasons why, because until you find them, you will not transform. What you're about to see will be the most important year in one person's life. What do you want?
I want to be happy.
Welcome to your new life.
Tonight on Extreme Weight Loss, we follow not just one journey, but two. Josh is a firefighter EMT, inspired by his father's untimely death to save his own life.
And at that point, I was no longer an EMT. I was a son watching my dad stuck in a vehicle, and I couldn't do anything about it.
But can he push past all he's lost?
I do have PTSD. During workouts, I've been getting really bad anxiety attacks.
And when former college basketball star Kelly missed her shot at going pro, she went from fast breaks to fast food.
Food has absolutely replaced that role that basketball had played.
She'll get back on the court with the Miami Heat.
I am forever grateful for this experience.
But can she learn to rebound emotionally?
I have so much to give, and I have nobody to give it to.
It's two incredible stories of transformation.
Slam dunk.
And both of these clients will do something that's never been done before.
In the history of me doing transformations, I've never seen this before. Is this really happening?
All right, this is my room. This is where I keep all my pictures. I've always been happy-go-lucky. Nothing bothers me, that kind of a person. See, jolly. Always been happy. That's where I want to be again. My name is Josh Haynes. I'm 29 years old, and I'm approximately 200 pounds overweight. I was a lucky person that I had a good childhood. You know, growing up in a small town, everybody knows your business, but when it really counts, they're always there for you. My family we were always crazy. There was always something going on. It was never a dull moment. You know, we didn't always have a lot of money, but we always had each other, and we had the best of the situation. So family was what it was about. I grew up playing sports all 4 seasons: baseball, football, basketball, and track. I actually remember that day when I took this picture. I always call it my costume, not my uniform. And that was the day we actually got our costumes. So I realized I was gay when I was it was before I knew what gay was. I knew that I was different. I didn't come out to my family until I was 27. And I don't know why I waited until 27. You know, it was just one of those times where I had to tell my family. And I'm so glad I did, because my dad knew who I was 1,000%, everything about me before he died. June 11th, 2013. My dad was in an accident.
Horrifying crash on a rural Nebraska highway. 51-year-old Bob Haynes was killed in a head-on collision. 2 people are dead. The town of Weeping Water is in mourning.
I'm an EMT and firefighter for Volunteer Rescue Squad. I was already on a call when another page went out for help. This is actually the first time I've been out here since I knew right when I pulled up that it wasn't good.
Yeah, I've never actually stopped and got out. I just drive by it. So the last time I was standing in this area was not in a good situation.
He was trapped for an hour and 15 minutes. The engine compartment had been pushed in on his legs. And it was, he kept saying his legs were on fire. There was nothing I could do about it. Absolutely nothing. So all I could do was look at him and tell him I loved him and I was there for him. And at that point, I was no longer an EMT. I was a son watching my dad, and he bled out and coded right there.
There's nothing I really could have done, or anybody could have done, that would have saved my dad's life. It was just his time, and I tried not to question why, but
it's obviously a day I'll never forget, even though every day I try to forget it.
I do have PTSD from the accident.
Flashbacks are super hard, but
I'm not a person that likes to ask for help.
you just try to make it through and take care of the house and my family and make sure we don't fall apart, because my dad always told me family's everything. If you don't have family, you have nothing. And I didn't want to lose the rest of my family.
Josh, he had to step in and be the man of the house. I don't think my mom and I would have survived. He's the glue. He holds it all together. He took over that big role and stepped up.
Plus going to school.
Plus trying to be the chief of the rescue squad, and everything else he always put before himself. I hope and I pray that Chris does pick him for the show. I know he can do it. That it'll be the first time in Josh's life that he has ever put himself first. He has given his whole life. And I think it's just time for him to be number one.
You never know when your life is going to end. And that's why I'm here. I don't want to die. I want to live. My dad didn't have that choice. His life was taken. But I'm taking my own right now, and that's ridiculous.
You know, helping people is hard, but when you have to help yourself, it makes it even harder. Being a firefighter, you know, it takes me longer to get in my bunker gear. It doesn't fit. I don't have the longevity that is required as a firefighter.
2 vehicle 1045. I'm not sure how many patients at this time. I'm here in Weeping Water, Nebraska right now, and Josh has no idea that I'm here. But I set it up with his EMS crew to stage a fake emergency. Okay, squad's right behind us, you guys. Make sure we talk to each other. But don't worry, they're going to be ready to respond in case there's an actual emergency. But as long as there's not, we got a great surprise in store. All right, here we go. Can you get down? Yeah, we don't even have a patient. Training said that it was an entrapped patient. Looked in the car, didn't see anything, so I looked underneath. Still no patient. Patient? And then all of a sudden I hear a voice. Hey, Josh, the only emergency here is your health. And that's why I'm choosing you for the transformation of your life. Come here. I literally was like, are you serious? Like, just total shock. I couldn't believe it. I'm ready. I'm ready. I know you are. Time for your life to change. Absolutely. Well, first things first, your very first weigh-in is going to happen right here and right now. Right now? Yeah. In front of all your colleagues. Okay, you ready? Sure, I guess, yeah. I could tell that Josh didn't want to weigh in front of his friends and his coworkers, but this aspect of transformation is so important because Josh has spent the last year putting on that happy face for everybody else, trying to be the rock for his family. But in the meantime, he's gained over 50 pounds since his dad passed away. Today is the day that it stops. All right, Josh, go ahead and take your first step onto the scale.
Taking that step was hard for my brother, but I couldn't be any happier that he was going to put himself first, as he absolutely deserves to do.
Josh, you weigh 399 pounds. I've got good news for you. You'll never see 400 pounds on the scale. Yeah. We caught you 1 pound early, didn't we? You sure did. What do you say in 3 months, when I bring you back here to the town of Weeping Water, you're 299.
I can do it. I know I can do that.
How's that sound to you guys? Yeah. 3 months, 100 pounds.
Chris Paul gave me the goal of losing 100 pounds in 3 months, and I'm going to do my best to meet that goal and then surpass it. My dad always said, if you're going to do something, do it 110%. Always give that little extra.
What would your dad think right now?
He'd be really proud. And he would be my biggest cheerleader. I can actually hear him say, you did it. Now, get to work.
Coming up, it's time to meet Kelly.
This is just not the body I'm supposed to be in. This is not an athlete's body. I'm just so embarrassed that I got to this point.
And later,
let's see what you got.
Will boot camp be too much for one of Chris's clients?
These first few weeks of boot camp, they've been difficult.
I put myself with such a high wall up.
I don't know what more you want from me.
Being athletic, it gives you such confidence. It makes you feel like you have such a purpose. Basketball gave me an identity. It just makes you feel good. I miss it a lot. This is not something I want to look at in the front, much less the side and the back. This is just not the body I'm supposed to be in. This is not an athlete's body. I'm just so embarrassed that I got to this point.
I am Kelly. I'm 27 years old, and I am approximately 150 pounds overweight.
I fell in love with basketball when I was about probably 8. I got for my high school team MVP, and then I was also MVP 2003 and 2004. But the end of high school, I tore my ACL, and I ate, and I ate, and I ate. And from that point on, I never got to that point where someone was like, you were about to blow up. I made it to college, but at the end of the day, like, I didn't put my best into it. I was so scared to become somebody so great that I self-sabotaged myself. And like I said, had a whole lot of excuses, even with weight or, you know, my knee. It all was an excuse not to become somebody so great, because then I didn't really have to live up to anything. I miss it so much. I felt like I was so a part of something so much bigger than myself. I wish every day I could go back and be on that team. You know, after basketball ended and that thing that you've known your whole life, that you've worked every second for since you were 6 years old, is done. It's like, I don't have a purpose to be healthy anymore. Food has absolutely replaced, you know, that role that basketball had played. The last time I touched a basketball was 2.5 years ago. I'm the loneliest I've ever been. I moved to Kansas City not too long ago to be near my family. I have my coworkers, I have my acquaintances, but I have one friend, my sister-in-law. When she's not available, I don't do anything. And I think that rut is just, it's a domino effect. I don't do anything, so I come home, I order dinner because I don't have to go out, and I sit and I eat, and I've never had such an empty feeling where not only have I kind of lost my identity after basketball, but I feel like I've lost everything that kind of made me who I am. If I don't lose the weight, the biggest thing I'm scared of is losing any future of being happy. I have forgotten what it felt like to accomplish something, and I have to find that again. I'm ready to find that person, that strong, confident, happy, genuinely happy person. Who the heck is this? Hello?
Kelly. Hey, it's Chris Powell.
How are you?
Good.
Good. Good morning. I know.
Look, I read your letter, and I know that you feel like you're all alone out here in Kansas City. You know, you mentioned that you've only got a couple friends. But
in order for you to do this successfully, you need to rally people around you.
Yeah.
You got to get out there, and you need to meet other people, or at least rally the people that you know.
So, with that being said, I have a challenge for you.
Okay.
I want you to rally 10 people, and I want you to meet me in Slope Park in 1 hour with those 10 people.
Now, I forgot the best part. If all 10 of you show up on time,
yeah, cheer you for the transformation of your life.
Woo! Okay, I'm coming.
Well, hopefully I'll see you soon.
Let's go. He told me that I had 1 hour to get 10 people rallied around me and meet him here at the park. That's just about impossible. Hey, I need you to come here. I have to be at Swope Park in an hour with 10 people, and Chris will choose me.
During Kelly's basketball days, she lived under a strict regimen. She thrives in that group environment. She thrives in that team environment, and that's where she had all of her friends.
Hey, are you home?
But ever since basketball ended, Kelly's completely lost herself.
I have 3 people, 7 left to go.
Sometimes in life, you have to be forward. You have to take charge. Life isn't just going to come to you. And that's what Kelly's going to learn this year.
I'll see if I can make it there.
Oh, I love you guys. Okay, so I'm going to head over, knock down my friend's door, and then we are going to go straight to the park. I have like 30 minutes. I'm about 20 minutes away.
So I'm standing there waiting for Kelly, and all of a sudden a couple people walk up. Hey! Then a few more.
Whoa, we got some more here.
Before I know it, I'm standing there among 15 people, all there for Kelly.
Hello, how you guys doing?
This is the girl who wrote to me and told me that she didn't have any friends. All she needed to realize is that she just had to put herself out there.
When she called for something like this, you know, this is so important, so important. And whatever Kelly needed to get this done was going to get done.
Well, it looks like she already hit her quota. Now we're just missing one very important person.
I was shocked when I pulled in. I had to get 10 people, and actually 16 people here meant the world to me. It was really emotional knowing that I pulled people from garage sales and straight out of bed, a lot of groggy voices, even if they had kids, and they made it, and that just meant the world to me. They just dropped everything to be here. Not a lot of people that would do that. Thank you, guys. I love you all. Thank you.
We love you, Kel.
You deserve this. Let's make it official.
Let's do it.
Kelly, I choose you for the transformation of your life.
Thank you.
All right?
Thank you. I didn't know that I had that many people supporting me. I knew that there were people here that, you know, knew me or my family and that cared about us, but I didn't know to the extent of dropping everything that they were doing and actually coming to make something so huge happen for me.
It's your time, baby. It's your time.
We're just so happy for you.
Thank you.
Deserves it.
And to hear them just say that I deserve this was absolutely powerful to me. It was amazing.
I'm so excited to see that light shine again.
Thank you.
Isn't that something? You know, when I read your letter, you tell me that you feel like you're so alone out here, that you only got a couple of friends.
Mm-hmm.
But when you turn around, you realize that there's a lot more people out there that love you and that support you and that want this for you.
Absolutely.
So, now it's for the next step.
Yes.
It's your way in.
All right.
So, she's gonna need your support on this. You guys ready?
Yes.
All right, Kelly. Here we go. We can do this.
All right.
How's it feel? Freeing?
Yes, so great.
Embrace it. Just embrace it, okay?
All right.
All right, Kelly. Take a deep breath and take your very first step in your transformation.
Standing there with all those people behind me, cheering me on, even in such a situation where I had to take off my shirt in front of them, and they were still cheering, and it felt so good to know that they're going to support me through this whole thing.
All right, Kelly. Your starting weight is 331 pounds.
It's a lot more than I thought.
Kelly weighs 331 pounds. I mean, she's a former Division I athlete. Just a couple of years ago, she was at the peak of her physical performance. She was at her prime. And in just a few years, she's gained over 100 pounds. So I'm gonna have you in Denver, Colorado for 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say? I return you back to your friends and your family under 250 pounds.
Ooh.
It's a hefty goal, but
It's 81
I'm ready.
pounds.
I'm ready for it. Chris said I have to lose 81 pounds in 3 months. That's a huge number. That's huge. I truly think I can do it. I'm just so excited that I have the support around me to actually do it.
Bye, guys. We'll be back. Coming up.
Dude, I'm crazy.
From the moment Josh has gotten here, he has threatened to quit, I feel like, every other day.
Like, I need to be honest with you guys. I haven't been honest since I've been here.
So now that I've surprised Josh and Kelly, they're both coming to boot camp with me in Colorado. Welcome to the University of Colorado Anschutz Health and Wellness Center.
Awesome.
Without a doubt, this will be the greatest challenge of their lives.
Pretty sweet.
Anschutz is one of the top 10 research facilities in the world when it comes to obesity. We're talking nutrition, we're talking exercise, but everything starts with fight or flight workout. All right, Josh, it's your time, buddy. My goal with Josh in the fight or flight workout, I want to challenge him. I believe he's so scared to push himself. I need to show him how strong he really is, and the fact that he is capable of doing incredible things. You're gonna take this barbell, you're gonna put it up on your shoulders. I'm gonna tie the rope around it, and you're gonna take it all the way over there. This is so much more than just a barbell. This is symbolic about all the weight that you're carrying on your shoulders. When your dad passed, you felt like you got some really big shoes to fill. You gotta realize that you're not your dad, you're Josh. So stop trying to fill his shoes. Stop carrying that weight on your shoulders. And it's time for you to let that go. And I wanna see if you can figure that out today. Turn around.
To be truthfully honest, when he first set it on my shoulders, I was like, okay, I'm done. Like, pack my bags, let's go back to the rest, because this ain't happening. It hurts so bad.
You feel how that rope pulls on everything. That's exactly what's happened. You've tied yourself up. 399 pounds. That's what you've done to yourself. Start asking yourself why you've been doing this to yourself. Why tie yourself up in it? Josh wasn't 50 feet in before he dumped the weight off his back. I could tell that he was scared. I could tell that he didn't believe that he could actually do it. Ready, let's go. Here we go. Here it comes again. Come on now. Come on, Josh.
It's very difficult, you know, physically, mentally, emotionally, everything.
I mean, every time I would drop the bar and Chris would set it back on, I had really bad anxiety. I just felt like someone was jabbing a knife in my spine, and it just hurt incredibly, terribly bad.
Don't drop it, Josh. Don't drop it. Come on, buddy. Come on now.
I can't.
For Josh, I've been hoping to make a point that he'd been carrying the weight for his family and that he needed to break himself free from those chains. But honestly, we never even got there, because all I saw was a lot more fight than fight. I kept grabbing the weight and putting it back on his shoulders and putting it back on his shoulders, and he would make it 25 or 50 feet and dump it again. He kept freaking himself out. But he hasn't even begun to tap into his physical potential, but he doesn't know that. He doesn't get it. Ready? Let's go. Here we go.
It's not gonna happen. I'm
You
telling
can
you
do
that,
it.
right?
No. You can do it, Josh.
I don't know what more you want from me. Like,
Everything.
I'm trying as hard as I can.
This is exactly where I want you. I wasn't going to leave until Josh at least got a taste of what his potential is.
My wrist, I'm trying, I can't.
What more do you want from yourself? That's the real question.
Do it.
Good.
I just want to do this.
Hey, keep picking it back up, and let's keep doing it. Come on. You should ask me for this barbell. Or you know what? I could walk away right now. You should be begging for it. If this is something you really want, or you can turn around and you can go back home.
I'm not going.
Ask me for it.
Please, set the bar. Please. I can do this.
I
I just want to see him pick up that weight and carry it up the hill once. Here we go, Josh. This is your time. I want him to just get some kind of taste of what he can do. And then if he needs to, I'll send him home. You're almost there. Let's see what you got. What do you know? What do you know? So now do that for the next 365 days, and you might just have a chance. Ready to do it again tomorrow?
Maybe a little bit.
Today was another first for me, and it wasn't necessarily a good one because I typically leave feeling confident, feeling like there was a victory. And I just don't know if Josh is ready.
Come on, I need you to fight harder. If you're gonna make this journey, you gotta fight a heck of a lot harder than this. Come on, come on.
These first few weeks of boot camp, they've been difficult. And I really feel that fight or flight workout, it was an indicator of what was to come.
Today has been a pretty stressful day for me. Last night, I made the decision that I didn't want to be here anymore. So I called my family and just kind of told them what was going on. And she kind of made me realize, hey, you know, what are you doing? It's stupid. Don't go home. So at this point, I'm back on board.
Every single day, Josh starts off freaking out, saying that he wants to quit. And then by later in the afternoon, he apologizes and he says, you know, that he's ready for this process, that he's excited about continuing his transformation, and the next morning he wants to quit again.
This morning I got a text from Josh saying he wanted to quit. So Chris and I asked him to meet us out front of Van Shoot so we can talk through this.
What's going on?
Dude, I'm crazy.
While I know Josh physically has what it takes to transform, I'm not quite sure he's ready. There's something deeper that needs to be fixed in Josh before he can go on.
Like, I need to be honest with you guys. I haven't been honest since I've been here.
And then he finally confessed.
What's going on?
Dude, I'm crazy. Like, I need to be honest with you guys. I haven't been honest since I've been here.
Lately, I've been wanting to quit. During workouts, I've been getting really bad anxiety attacks where I can't work through it. I'm very impulsive sometimes, where I think something, I want to do it now instead of actually thinking through the process.
So I've really told many people this, aside from my therapist, but I have pretty bad PTSD.
From your dad's side?
From my dad, yeah. And I was doing really good not having panic attacks or anything, but then for some reason when I came here, I started having panic attacks. And I don't know how to deal with them. So my initial was like, I just need to go home because it's a familiar area. I know how to deal with it there.
When Josh explained that he'd been dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder, I mean, it all makes sense. And this guy, he watched his father die in front of him just over a year ago, and he still hasn't dealt with it.
I need to learn to ask for help. And I'm really bad at that because I'm always the one that's trying to help people out. The last person I talked to that was having a crisis, I couldn't save.
When the body's under stress, it can actually trigger a panic mechanism in the brain. I mean, this is totally normal. We actually have a name for it. We call it panic breathing. But for someone with PTSD, it can trigger something much worse.
Like, I don't want to go home. I just want to be better. And I'm so sorry that I've been stupid. Like, it's just being stupid, and I don't know how to fix it.
Not only is therapy going to be good for Josh, it's going to be mandatory while he's here in boot camp. I mean, he watched his father die 1 year ago, and he's never dealt with the pain. You know, and Chris and I just aren't qualified to deal with that. Chris and I need to help him focus on his weight loss, while a qualified professional helps him focus on his emotional health.
Fine.
Let's do this.
All right. I'm ready.
You just can't deal with the physical weight until you deal with the emotional weight.
Ever since we had the talk with Josh, he's a different person. Here we go. Boom! Look at you, dude. Night and day.
After I asked for help, the show's been great. They helped me pair with a therapist, and I've been going and talking to her and finding ways to deal with my anxiety attacks and just basically checking up from the neck up.
I can't believe how you got it, how it just clicked for you. And now it's like, dude, you're blowing everything out of the water. In the last few weeks, we haven't heard the word quit once. In fact, he's turning into a dream client. But then again, I look at Kelly, and she's been a dream client all along. That's it, Kelly. Come on. There you go. You gotta find that greatness. It's not about ability anymore. You've always had the ability. Now, you combine that with heart, you're limitless. She is unstoppable. And she's tapped into that inner athlete, and the rate that she's losing right now, 48 pounds lost. It's exciting. In 45 days. You're losing over a pound a day so far. She might even be able to finish this in 6 months.
But I just want to make sure. So I'm actually going to bring her into Dr. Holly today so we can just see what her body composition is and see exactly how she's been losing, how much she's been losing. And I want to make sure that she's not losing any muscle because that's not the kind of weight we need to lose.
Your body composition measurements are something that I actually rarely see happen, especially in a female. You've been consistently putting on lean muscle, not just losing fat.
That's the best thing I can hear right there.
You've actually put on almost 7 pounds of muscle while you've been losing a ton of fat.
So how much fat does she have to lose?
So right now you have around 80 pounds of fat on your body. So you definitely have some to play with, but we're getting close, and especially because she keeps putting on that lean muscle, which really makes the percentage numbers look great. I mean, you started out almost 50% fat.
Yeah.
You're down to 32%.
Oh my gosh. Look at how much progress Kelly's made in just 45 days. Imagine what you could do in just 6 weeks. You can change your life. If you got 80 pounds of body fat on your body right now.
Right.
I mean, especially considering your height and the amount of muscle that you got, what do you think she should end up with? Maybe 35 or 40 pounds of fat on her body?
I think that's probably where to shoot for right now.
I mean, honestly, like looking at these numbers, I don't see why you couldn't be done after phase 2.
That'd be awesome. That's exciting.
Yeah.
That's shocking.
That would be amazing. Yeah. In the history of me doing transformations, I've never had anybody finish in 6 months. And that's why what happened the next day boggled my mind even more. So, we're gonna talk some numbers.
Ready to talk about some body composition numbers.
Okay.
So we got some great numbers. You know, do you remember what you started at? Around 41% body fat? You're all the way down to about 27 to 28%. So,
Whoa,
awesome.
Dude.
Yeah,
That's
great numbers.
awesome.
So you have about 82 pounds of fat left on your body.
I mean, looking at the numbers, it's looking like about 250 pounds is gonna be your ideal body weight. That's pretty impressive. Josh is 6'5". I mean, he's got over 200 pounds of muscle on him. So at that height and with that much muscle, 250 pounds, that's gonna be his ideal weight. You can do this by the 6-month mark.
Yeah.
I'm ready for that challenge. I'm ready to do it.
Is this really happening? I mean, is it possible that I'm gonna have 2 people finish their transformations in 6 months? Coming up, made such great progress, but you look sad.
Now that I'm losing weight, I have so much to give and I have nobody to give it to.
And later, see how they look after just 90 days at boot camp.
Come on, let's go. Box show. Nice.
Heidi and I were working out with Kelly today, and something just seemed off. It just seems that, like, over the last couple of weeks, we were seeing these phenomenal changes in your body.
Yeah.
You've made such great progress, but you look sad.
Yeah.
It looks like there's something weighing on your heart.
When I started this journey, I honestly thought it was the weight. Like, I thought that's what was making me unhappy. And I think it became an excuse as to why I didn't put myself out there. Since I've come here, I physically feel better. I feel like an athlete again. There's still that, like, chunk missing. Like, I feel like there's a hole in my heart, and I'm realizing now that I'm losing weight I have so much to give and I have nobody to give it to. And that's really hard.
What Kelly's going through is not uncommon for a lot of people who struggle with their weight. They use their weight as an excuse not to go after their dreams. But for Kelly, now that she started losing weight, she's realizing that her dreams are actually possible. But that brings on a whole new set of fears.
You can't love anybody else until you love yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's what we're working on right now.
Just opening up to them made me feel better in and of itself, because loneliness is something that can't be solved without you expressing that to somebody.
I think this is really going to be one of the biggest parts of your transformation, because the thing is, you've got this weight loss thing down. A huge part of Kelly's journey is finding the courage to put herself out there socially. She got a taste of that when I challenged her to invite just 10 people to the park that day. But she's been sheltered from that for the last 3 months here at boot camp. Now Kelly's about to go home, and she's going to have to put herself out there socially again. And I think that really scares her. Keep kicking ass, all right?
Yep.
I will.
Oh, we know you will. Tonight's Kelly's 90-day weigh-in, and she's so consistent, I'm not even worried about her hitting her goal. And the only question that I have is, how much is she going to beat it by? So, 90 days ago, you stepped on the scale weighing in at 331 pounds. And I gave you the goal to lose 81 pounds over the last 90 days. So today, when you step on the scale, it says 250 pounds or less, you hit your goal.
Let's do it. Coming into the 90-day weigh-in, I was extremely confident. The most confident I'd been in a very long time of myself.
There it is. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
It's weird for me to say I lost 88 pounds. I was so proud of what I did.
When was the last time you were 243 pounds?
That was before college. People have always told me, you can walk into a room and you can light it up. And I feel like that light totally dimmed, if not died out. And I hope this light just comes up again, and people see that you can be happy. You're in charge of that. You're in charge of your destiny.
Today's the day that I'm sending Kelly home.
Hello.
Wow. Heidi took her shopping last night, and holy cow, I can't believe how good she looks. You look amazing.
Thank you. Well, I've been at boot camp. It's workout clothes 24/7. But, when I go home, I want to be feminine. I want to wear dresses. I want to wake up a little bit earlier to make sure I can get my hair and makeup done.
Well, we've got more ahead of us.
We sure do.
So let's talk about your phase 2 goal.
Okay.
At the end of this next 3 months, at the 6-month mark, I want for you to be at your goal weight.
Okay.
Simple as that. Based on her bod pod results, Kelly's got 180 pounds of lean tissue on her body. I mean, that's as much as I weigh. In order for her to be at an ideal weight, she only needs to lose maybe another 30 or 40 pounds. But those last 30 pounds, they're always the hardest. You've got a shot at being at your ideal weight. And trust me, you're going to want to be there. Because I've got a challenge for you. You want to see a little bit about it?
I do, I think.
Watch this.
Okay.
When I first met Kelly, she told me that her favorite basketball team in the whole world was the Miami Heat. So, that's what we're going to be doing.
Hey, Kelly, Donatello here. Very good
Oh, my God.
And actually crush your phase 1 goal.
Oh, yeah.
We're so proud of you and want to invite you down for a Miami Heat Super Experience.
Oh, my God. When Chris showed me that video of Haslam on being a former athlete and having the support of such a high-level athlete was mind-blowing. I'm so excited to get down to Miami, show them what I'm made of. Sweet Lord.
So, needless to say, you better touch up on those basketball skills.
I'm going to go practice.
You've got 3 months.
Gosh.
All right.
I'm going to get to it.
You look great.
Thank you.
Go home
Thank you,
and
thank
wow
you.
them, okay?
I will. I absolutely will. To say goodbye to Chris was so hard. You finally get into an environment where you feel safe and you feel extremely supported. I'm going to miss him. I'm going to miss his support, his words of encouragement. Very nervous to be home. Really excited to see my family. I hope they can see the amount of hard work that I put into these last 90 days. I hope they notice a big difference. All right, here goes nothing.
I'm just so excited for my baby girl to come home. I know she was sick and tired of just being heavy and dealing with those type of things. I'm just so proud of her.
Kelly walked through the door, I was just blown away. I saw that sparkle in her eye, that fire, and that's what's been missing. My girl is back.
When I saw Kelly, I was amazed with the transformation. I expected it from her. Once you get her focused in the right direction, the sky's the limit.
Thank you guys so much for your support. For even being here means the world to me. I've learned that I'm coming home to more love than some people have in a lifetime. The pride on their face, it meant the world to me. That's something that I've struggled with, is feeling like I've let my family down and my friends down. Looking at their faces just made it all worth it. All the hard days, everything else just kind of got wiped clear. I want to be the first female to ever finish a show in 6 months. So,
wow.
Cal, how much weight have you lost?
I've lost 88 pounds in the last 90 days. Having the nervousness of coming home, and then at the same time, the excitement of your family and your friends who haven't seen you, it was an amazing, amazing, nerve-wracking experience. I just got home, and I moved in with my brother and his wife and their kid. I walked into almost too much support. Immediately, as soon as I got home, it was, when are we working out? When are we running? When are we doing this? When are we doing that? I'm struggling still, trying to find the balance and the adjustment to being home and, letting my family into my experiences.
Oh, Kelly, I think your date's here.
I realized one thing about myself is I don't like to step outside of my comfort zone.
You ready? You look good. You look really good, yes.
That's been the story of my life, is don't take any risks and just be safe. Sometimes I need a reminder that getting uncomfortable and just putting yourself out there. It's as simple as that.
You ready? Another date? Well, you look good.
As far as dating, I met a couple guys and that was fun. It was fun to throw myself back in. However, I thought it was very important to focus on me. Right now, frankly, I don't know if this is the right time to date. I know in the past I would have made excuses because I'm scared, and I still am scared, don't get me wrong. But, finding the time to do that, getting used to this lifestyle is taking a lot of my effort. And, it's a struggle. I'm not losing the weight I should lose. I'm not on track to being done and to completing this in the 6-month time frame that they gave me. I'm exhausted, but somehow I gotta find a way to push through. I don't know what it is right now because I'm frustrated, but we gotta find a way.
tonight's Josh's 90-day weigh-in, and I hope for his sake that he hits that goal. I mean, everything's been perfect in boot camp except for those first few weeks when he just couldn't get out of his own way. My friend, 90 days ago, you stepped on the scale weighing in at 399 pounds. And I gave the goal to lose 100 pounds over the last 90 days. So tonight, when you step on the scale, it says 299 or less, you hit your goal.
Let's see what we got.
Go ahead and step up on the scale.
There were a couple times in the last 90 days that I wanted to quit, and I'm really, really hoping that it doesn't affect my weight loss today.
In the first hour of extreme weight loss, Chris chose 2 incredible clients for the transformation of a lifetime.
I literally was like, are you serious?
I'm serious.
I couldn't believe it.
Volunteer firefighter Josh had a rocky start at boot camp.
I have pretty bad PTSD. For some reason, when I came here, I started having panic attacks.
While former basketball star Kelly lost 88 pounds in phase 1. And put herself back in the dating game.
Oh, Kelly, I think your date's here.
In the next hour, Josh faces the realities of life at home.
This is all temptation for me. I'm an addict. This is a huge no-no.
While Kelly comes face to face with her idols on the Miami Heat.
Oh my gosh. How are you? You too.
But with both clients primed to break records.
Everything now! Come on, Josh! Everything you got!
Will they hit their goals or go up in flames?
So close. 90 days ago, you stepped on the scale weighing in at 399 pounds. So tonight, it says 299 or less, you hit your goal. Go ahead and step up on the scale.
There were a couple times in the last 90 days that I wanted to quit, and I'm really, really hoping that it doesn't affect my weight loss today.
Oh, yeah, dude! 112 pounds lost in 90 days. He came through. Aren't you glad you didn't quit?
I am so happy that I can quit. You know, I did want to quit at one point, and since I talked about PTSD, I have looked back.
There's nothing more that a father would want for his son.
It'll be the one hug that I miss when I go home.
Yeah.
But I'll get another hug from him again someday.
Yeah, great job.
Thank you. 112 pounds. You know, came off in 90 days, but it's not going to be like that in phase 2. It's going to be a little harder. I'm going to have to work that much harder. Now I'm getting sexified.
Yeah, you are.
But I am dedicated to finishing this transformation in 6 months. In December, I want to go in and see if I'm eligible for skin surgery.
Dude, you look like a rock star.
I feel great.
Holy smokes, dude. I must say, Josh looks incredible. He looks fit. I mean, this guy, he's a juggernaut right now. There's nothing that's going to stop him. So, let's talk about your phase 2 goal.
Okay.
In the next 3 months, I want you to reach your ideal weight of 250 pounds.
Okay.
37 pounds in 90 days. It may not seem like much, especially compared to the fact that he lost 112 pounds in the first 90 days, but Josh can't get complacent in this. Because not only is he going home to do this on his own, but those last few pounds, as you get closer to your goal weight, become exponentially harder to lose. Now, Josh, trust me, you're going to want to be in the best shape of your life because I've got a huge milestone plan for you.
Okay.
It's the Firefighter's Challenge.
Okay. I'm kind of excited and nervous at the same time because I'm not a career firefighter, I'm a volunteer, and I primarily drive. That's something that is not only a personal goal of mine, but also I can use that physical fitness to help possibly save a life, potentially.
Absolutely.
Making sure that I hit my goal and even surpassing it has given me the little boost that I need to make sure that I am successful in phase 2. When I pull up to my reveal, I look on Main Street of Weeping Water, and there's 600 people or more. I couldn't believe that many people came out to support me and to see what I had done in the last 90 days.
When he started coming up that crowd, I thought I was going to literally pass out and fall to the ground because I was in such shock. He looked so amazing and so happy and so full of life.
Seeing Josh for the first time was absolutely amazing. He's worked so hard. I can't wait to get him home.
When I first saw him, it was just like his size was different. But then watching him, his whole attitude was different.
My nickname is Dramatica. Everyone who knows me knows me. So it's been crazy 90 days. Some roller coaster rides. I've lost 112 pounds. My goal was to go out and come back a better person than when I left, and I truly am. And I cannot wait to help everybody out once I get myself together. So, love you all.
first time in front of an audience or a crowd, I felt good about myself. I felt comfortable with who I was and how I looked, and I could see it in everybody's eyes that they were proud of me. And my goal was to come to Denver and go home a better person than when I got there, and I truly think that I did. When I came home, I walked into the kitchen and opened the fridge, and it was a disaster.
If I'm gonna be living here, like, this is all temptation for me. I'm an addict, so this is a huge no-no. Like, Angie and cinnamon rolls are my favorite thing in the world. Like, right now, I'm hungry, so I could eat this whole frickin' pan. Boom, it's like a slap in the face that, you know, this is what I'm coming home to. It's one of those things where I knew it wasn't gonna be perfect, but I didn't know it was gonna be that bad. Like, I can't have this in the house in order to be successful, and neither can you. I'm kind of scared to be home. I didn't know that it was going to be this hard for the next 90 days, and I just hope that I can stay on track and give it 120%.
Chris told me to meet him in Miami for my 6-month weigh-in, center court, where the Miami Heat play. Oh my God.
Welcome to Miami.
Trying to figure out how the hell Chris has access to these places. Oh my
Look
God.
at you.
Look at me, look at
Whoa.
this.
Unbelievable.
Thank you.
Kelly looked incredible. Look at your shoulders, your arms. Like, are you freaking out right now? Like,
I can't not be happy. I love the way I look.
she's got this smile and this confidence and this new air about her. Well, welcome to Miami, huh?
I know, right?
The home of the
Insane.
Miami Heat.
I grew up watching people play on this court. It's crazy.
Yeah. So tell me about phase 2.
Phase 2 was tough, mentally, physically, you know, from working out to dating. It's all of it was really tough.
Dating. Oh, hold on. Yeah. You got my full attention now.
I tried online dating.
How'd that work for you?
Not necessarily for me. I'm not knocking it, but it's just not me. But I gave it a try. That's what this whole process is about. I gave it a try. Right now, it feels so good to take care of me, and I'm okay with that. For the first time in a long time, I don't feel like a void is going to be filled with a relationship. I see myself in the future, married with kids, and obviously dating is the first step to that. So it's something that means a lot to me. But at the same time, I set out in this journey to finish something and to finish something for me.
All right, Kelly. 3 months ago when you stepped on the scale, you weighed in at 243 pounds. And I gave you the goal to lose 33 or more pounds over the last 3 months. So today, when you step on this scale, and it says 210 pounds or less, you hit your goal. Not just your phase 2 goal, your final goal.
Yes.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, Kelly. Go ahead and step up on the scale.
Stepping on that scale, I was terrified. Much less stepping on the scale in the middle of an arena with my name all over. Talk about pressure. My head's racing. It's a huge weigh-in. Being the first woman to finish in 6 months symbolized so much more than anything to me. It was me finishing something. It was me not letting Chris down and myself down or my family down. It was extremely, extremely nerve-wracking. Oh my God.
Today, when you step on this scale, it says 210 pounds or less, you hit your goal. And not just your phase 2 goal, your final goal.
Yes.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, Kelly. Go ahead and step up on the scale.
Oh my God.
You just hit your goal weight.
Slam dunk that. Yes. I'm the first woman who hit this goal in 6 months. And to know that I put my mind to do something and I actually finished it is, I mean, absolutely priceless.
You lost 33 pounds over the last 3 months. 210 pounds for you, that's ideal.
Yeah.
You're 6 feet tall.
I know.
You've got about as much muscle on your body as I weigh.
You see that?
Yeah, I see that.
You see that?
That's what makes you so incredible. You're not skinny.
Yeah.
I don't like skinny. I want healthy. I want fit. I want muscular. And that's who you are.
I'm sexy and I'm strong, and that means more to me than being skinny.
210 pounds puts Kelly at 18% body fat. I mean, that's right in the middle of the healthy range on the charts. Kelly is an athlete again. Well, what a way to start the day. Because it's certainly not finished.
Oh my gosh.
What do you say we head over to the practice facility? Watch these guys shoot around a little bit, huh?
I'm so down.
All right.
So down.
Come with me.
All right.
When I first met her, she was 331 pounds. And now here she is, a completely different person physically. But oh my gosh, talk about the transformation mentally. All right, here we go. You ready to do this?
I'm ready.
Look, there's Chris Nash. There's Chris Anderson right there.
When I walked in there, these men are just like specimens. I mean, you want to talk about muscle, you want to talk about sexy. You know, it took all my might not to run on that court. And I'm not talking to play basketball, I'm talking to do other things.
Oh my gosh.
How are you? You too. I'd like to think over this process, I have become extremely confident. But when Chris Anderson walked over to me, I lost my words. I felt myself getting hot from the inside out, and I was blushing. I could not get it together.
I'm going to embarrass her real quick, but I have to tell you, you are her favorite player of all time.
Oh, thank you. She did kind of blush a little bit.
Yeah, she did.
Chris Powell is the worst wingman ever.
This girl, she talks a lot, and all of a sudden you walked up and she just clams up. She didn't even know what to say.
He called me out on the spot for blushing. That is just like rule number 1. You don't do that.
You embarrass me like that, man?
I know. That's crazy. Chris Powell is as embarrassing as he is compassionate. And we all know he is extremely, extremely compassionate.
Oh my gosh. How are you doing?
Hey, how are you? Wow, you too.
Congratulations on everything.
Thank you. After my face stopped being so extremely red from blushing, Chris Bosch walked up to me. And man, he is the same person that you see on the TV.
She played D1 ball up in Vermont.
Yeah, you gotta get back out there,
I
man.
know. I'm chomping at the bit. Don't worry. Trying to get there.
Keep going.
I will.
Well, looks like practice is over.
Yeah.
But now I got one more surprise for you.
Okay.
Tonight they've got a game, and they want you to be their VIP guest.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they're rolling out the red carpet for you.
Oh, jeez.
This is gonna get crazy tonight.
All right.
All right?
So excited. All right.
Let's go. Kelly earned this. She really did. She broke records this year, and you know what? Everybody wants to get on board with that. The Miami Heat are rolling out the red carpet, and I couldn't be happier for her.
Ultimate fan experience. It was great. I was on the go from the moment it started. I got to sit courtside and watch the pregame warm-up. Birdman was right there.
Maybe I need to get out there and give some one-on-one coverage.
I was an honorary captain. I was a part of the Heat Nation, waving the flag. The lights were out. Fire was going off. So much was happening, and the adrenaline rush was insane. To be confident in front of an entire arena was mind-blowing. So I was just so glad that I had given into this transformation and that I had actually transformed. The mascot came up behind me, just dumping popcorn all over my head, and we got to dancing. Got a little crazy there for a minute. I felt the moment, and, you know, I just broke it down, you know, working my twerk moves and everything, and I don't think he was really having it. This experience with the Heat has been unbelievable. I am forever grateful for this experience, something I'll never forget.
The World Firefighter Combat Challenge happens once a year in a different city around the world. But this year, it's coming to Phoenix. What's up, brother?
How's it going?
Welcome to Arizona.
Glad to be here.
Good to see you, man. Good to see you, too. Josh?
Joel Anderson. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, man. Well, you got quite the challenge ahead of you. Dude, what you're up against is what they call the toughest 2 minutes in sports. That's why Joel's here. And this guy's a 3-time national champion at the Police and Fire Championships and a gold medal winner at the World Police and Fire Olympics.
Wow.
So I'll tell you, if anybody knows how to do this, it's this guy right here.
It's badass.
So Josh, tell me, how's phase 2 going?
Phase 2, you know, it's kind of been a reality check. I went home, kind of got slapped in the face with reality, you know.
How much have you lost?
Like 8 pounds.
Dude, that's not good enough.
No.
And especially for someone like you. We're more than halfway into phase 2. We've got some catching up to do. Sounds like you need a reset.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank goodness Josh is here with me and a coach like Joel. He's in your hands.
Let's do it.
Because if anyone's going to get Josh where he needs to go, it's us.
Faster, there we go, smooth.
First day of training for this milestone was incredibly difficult. You're like, oh, that can't be that bad. I've done way worse workouts, doing more cardio. And then you actually get on the tower and you get the bunker gear on.
Faster, faster.
It's hard to describe how intense this training is.
It's gonna hurt, man. It's gonna hurt really bad. You look straight ahead and you just keep walking.
Joel is a badass. He made sure that I was prepared for that competition.
We're gonna kill this thing. Let's get it. So, how fast do you think you're gonna do it tomorrow?
I really want under 3.
Under 3
minutes. Yeah.
I think you'll easily beat 3. On a national average, when they do the regionals, the competitors come in between 2.5 and 3 minutes. So if he comes in under 3 minutes at his goal, he is definitely right in there with the firefighters that are doing this across the country. You know your dad's watching? You got this. I have no doubt, all right? Get in here. Let's get this gear off. You ready, okay?
Coming up.
I am extremely nervous. This is something that I want so bad, and I'm hoping it all pays off.
And later.
Whether or not he finishes in 6 months, that's not such a sure thing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Day number 4 of the wild cards.
year in different cities around the world, they hold the World Firefighter Combat Challenge. This is where the fittest firefighters from around the world, they come to compete in one of the toughest obstacle courses ever. It would take the average person 10 to 15 minutes to try to run through a course like this. But these aren't average people.
Well, buddy, this is it.
So today's my milestone, and I'm super excited, but I'm really nervous. I want to make myself proud, and I want to show my dad he raised someone that's strong and confident and believes in himself.
And you know he's watching.
Every day he's watching. All right, buddy, it's time. Let's get geared up, all right?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here are the World Finals of the Scott Firefighter Combat Challenge. Let's make some noise for Josh Haynes!
Josh is ready, and he's going to give it everything he's got and show everybody that he's a contender today.
I'm going up the stairs, I get a nice steady every other step, making sure that I'm just smooth in my movement.
Good. He's sticking steps up there.
Oh, yeah.
As I get closer to the top, my quads are starting to kill me.
Big pulls. Yep. Big pulls.
The next thing in my mind is I'm just, okay, get to the rope. Start pulling the rope as fast as you can, hand over hand.
Awesome. He's doing great. Dude, he's right on. Set it in the bucket. Quick down the stairs.
Quick down the stairs, Josh! Yeah! Fast speed, Josh! Fast speed!
Come on, Josh. Come on, dude. It's 45 seconds in. 45 seconds in. Come on, dude. Keep it going. Yeah, there you go. One down.
I get to the bottom and I'm feeling really good.
Come on.
Those are good hits.
There we go.
One of the goals that Joel had set for me was to get every hit square on with the sledgehammer because it'll shave seconds off your time.
Good. Come on. Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Come on, Josh! Quick, do it!
Josh runs through the obstacle course with the fire hydrants, ends up grabbing the hose, takes it through, charges right through the barn doors, hits the target right on the mark. I mean, everything was picture perfect.
Everything now! Come on, Josh!
So I felt really, really confident throughout the course until I got to the dummy. I fumbled on grabbing the dummy.
Oh, no. No, he's going to be fine.
This dummy weighs 175 pounds, so my heart started racing. I was freaking out.
Come on, Josh!
Come on, grab on her.
I'm not sure I'm going to complete the challenge.
Here we go! Come on, Josh!
This is what the training is all about.
Come on! There we go! Keep gonna do it! Keep gonna do it! Fast ball, Josh! Toe to heel!
And I actually hear Chris and Joel over my shoulder, and I hear him say, come on, let's go, you got this, push.
Come on, Josh! You're gonna do it! Come on! You're gonna do it! Come on, Josh! Don't finish! Keep coming!
Josh just finished the World Firefighter Combat Challenge in 2 minutes and 26 seconds. That's extraordinary.
You see your time? 2:25!
There's guys out there that are doing this professionally. They don't break 3 minutes.
This is the first time I've ever competed in anything without my dad being there. He was there. He got me through. 2:25. I left it all on the course.
When you lose somebody, you go through a series of firsts. The first Father's Day, the first Christmas. And then you think all the firsts are over. But they always seem to come up in your life at the least expected time.
What do you think he'd say to you right now?
He'd be really proud. Heck yeah, he would. He is really proud.
Yeah.
You should be proud, too.
I am. Going through this transformation, I've learned a lot about myself. It's hard for me to be proud of myself, but I'm learning that when you do extraordinary stuff, it's okay to be proud. I wish I had my dad here to say he was proud, but I know what I'm doing is making him proud. And it's just an emotional thing, you know? I miss him something terrible. And that'll never go away.
Guys, we're a good team, huh?
Yeah, we are, buddy. Great job.
Josh.
Well, here we are.
Yes.
6 months.
6 months. I'm here in Denver for the skin surgery consultation.
Hi, Kelly. I'm Brooke French. Nice to meet you.
I am extremely nervous. It's been a long time since I've actually worked really hard, put everything I had into something, and now we're here at the end, and I'm hoping it all pays off.
You actually feel really good in terms of having deflated much of the excess volume that you had here. This feels really good. It's nice and thin when you pinch it. I think you'd be an excellent candidate for skin reduction surgery.
The fact that you just said that, I finished my journey. That's what I wanted to do, so I'm really happy.
Good.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you.
All right, wonderful.
I haven't finished something that I've put my mind to. I usually give up and go the other way. Yeah. But the fact that I, did it, and I'm just proud of myself. I haven't said that in a while. I'm proud of myself.
It's official. Kelly is the first person I've ever had qualify for surgery in 6 months, and I couldn't be more proud of her. tonight, it's time for Josh's 6-month weigh-in. And whether or not he finishes in 6 months, that's not such a sure thing. I mean, the guy only lost 8 pounds in the first month of phase 2. I'm just hoping that the firefighter challenge gave him that spark to turn things around. Well, 3 months ago, when you stepped on the scale, you weighed in at 287 pounds. When you step on the scale, it says 250 pounds or less, you hit your goal. You ready?
As ready as I'm gonna be.
All right, Josh, go ahead and step up on the scale.
I really want to be the first guy to finish in 6 months. It's something I've worked hard for. These last couple months have been tough, but I've done the best that I can, and I'm super nervous to step on that scale.
Coming up, if you think they look good now, wait until you see them in 6 more months.
Three months ago, when you stepped on the scale, you weighed in at 287 pounds. When you step on the scale, it says 250 pounds or less, you hit your goal. Josh has the potential to be the first guy who's ever finished my program in 6 months. Whether or not he hits his goal tonight, I don't know. So close. So close.
It was a bittersweet moment. Initially, I was super depressed. I was like, man, 4 more pounds. I just missed it by that much. But then I thought back and all the hard work that I put in and the changes I really have made, it made it worth it.
Put this into perspective, though. In the first 6 weeks in Nebraska, you lost 8 pounds.
Yeah.
So that means in the last 6 weeks, you lost 25 pounds. But you also kicked butt on the toughest firefighter course in the world. I mean, talk about a challenge.
I know that I'm much more than just those 3 digits. I've worked incredibly hard, and I'm in better shape now than I've ever been in my entire life.
250 pounds for you, you're 6'5". Like, that's a reasonable weight for you. That's ideal. Now, I can't guarantee surgery.
Yeah.
But what do you say, let's go see the doctor tomorrow. We'll take it from there.
Let's do it.
Josh missed his goal by 4 pounds. But then again, I gave him the goal to finish his transformation 6 months earlier than most people. So honestly, I'm not mad. But tomorrow's the big question mark. Is Josh gonna be a candidate for the skin removal surgery? I don't know. So, how you feeling?
I'm nervous. I didn't hit my goal, but when you look in the mirror, you see the folds of skin just hanging there.
Yeah, it feels like you have a lot of deflation. Your skin here, there isn't much excess fat, and I can feel you've got a nice set of muscles going on beneath there. Well done, good. So I think by taking a look at you and looking at some of your numbers that you'd be a very good candidate for skin reduction surgery.
I'm blown away. In over 5 years on my program, I've never had anybody finish their transformation in less than a year. And now I've had 2 people finish in 6 months. I never cease to be amazed by the extraordinary things that people can truly accomplish. Ready for this?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Today's the day.
Scrub up, let's go.
All right.
Let's get rid of this.
See you when you wake up?
All right, sounds good.
All right.
Thank you.
You bet. And remember, you're worth it.
We're all worth it. You're worth it. At my final weigh-in, I'm going to be ripped. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Love you.
Love you too.
Looking back at this experience, it was the hardest, most rewarding thing I've ever done in my entire life. My physical transformation is pretty big, but my emotional and mental is where it really has changed my life.
When you see me in 6 months at the finale, I will be physically strong and even stronger mentally. I will be confident. I will feel extremely sexy and single and ready to date. Well, you may see man, but don't hold your breath. We'll see what happens.
What's up, everybody? Now, typically, we do this whole one-year transformation thing, but not these two. The thing about Josh and Kelly, they're totally unrelated, but they've both done something truly extraordinary. They both qualified for skin removal surgery at the 6-month mark. And that's why I'm so excited to share their transformations with you guys here tonight. So, who's ready to see Kelly and Josh? They are on their way here right now. Kelly grew up as the high school basketball star, became a college basketball star. She thrives in the team environment. That's where her friends were. That's where she became the best Kelly that she could be. Once she graduated from college, she dove headfirst into work, and so she completely withdrew from the world. And so for Kelly, over the course of 6 months, she learned how to put herself out there. She faced her biggest fears, and as she did that, the weight just fell off. It really did. Now, Josh. When Josh reached out and asked for help, it was 1 year after his father died in his arms. And Josh felt like he needed to be that rock for his family and for the community. He felt like he needed to fill his dad's shoes. He was having anxiety attacks and nervous breakdowns. He was struggling from post-traumatic stress disorder. He needs so much more than just diet and exercise. You know, Josh's transformation is realizing that he doesn't need to carry that burden. You know, and that's why once he was able to let that go, I mean, it was just our job to get out of his way. So, who's ready to see Josh first?
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the new Josh! So how's it feel?
Beyond words. It's been a journey, that's for sure. I kept my head down, and I went to therapy every week, and I talked it out, and I got my head straight, and in the end, I think I got it.
Yeah. You think? There's one other person that did those remarkable things right there with you.
Yep.
What do you say we bring her out?
I think we should.
You guys ready to meet Kelly? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the new Kelly! Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the new Kelly! Wow, right? Phenomenal. These two individuals, a year ago, they had no idea who each other were. This is a little sneak peek into what's behind the scenes with extreme weight loss. You guys came to boot camp together, but the two of you, amongst all the other boot campers, you've created this amazing friendship, and the two of you just excelled together.
You know, it's nice to have somebody that you can go to and be like, okay, this is what I'm struggling with. I call her, be like, hey, this is what's going on. She'd talk me through it, talk me off the ledge. And
I never made that phone call.
Okay.
I'm having a hard time believing that.
Yeah. And so it's good to have that kind of a friendship.
It's been 6 months since I checked you guys in for surgery. I heard something about you doing some modeling. In fact, I think we all want a sneak peek at some of these pics, right? What do you guys say? Yeah, buddy. You know, from 400 pounds to a guy who's posing shirtless in 6 months. In 6 months, you have so much to be proud of. Thank you. So, Kelly.
Yes.
Of course, your big challenge this year, your transformation was learning how to put yourself out there.
I've been on a couple dates here and there, did a little dabbling, you know. All right, yeah.
I definitely know that you have a type. Kelly's got a thing for Chris Anderson, incredible basketball star, and just an all-around cool dude. This is the man of Kelly's dreams here. This is Dream Man. Right. But, unfortunately, he's taken, so that didn't work out. But we also have a picture of the man that Kelly is seeing now. So, I see an uncanny resemblance. Like, those two are like spitting images of each other. Could you feel any more uncomfortable right now? No, I know.
Not at all.
So, the two of you hit your goals in 6 months. You got your surgery. You recovered from surgery. Of course, here we are tonight. This weigh-in, it's not so much about the weight loss journey. This is more about maintenance. We're standing in front of a big white scale. So what do you guys say?
You first.
Let's party.
Start us off. All right. Kelly, when you first started your journey 1 year ago, you stepped on the scale weighing in at 331 pounds. When you qualified for surgery, you were 210 pounds. So it'd be great tonight to see you at 210 pounds or less because, I mean, that means that you've been keeping the weight off.
Yeah.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Take a deep breath and take your final step onto this scale. Here we go.
I've never had such an empty feeling. Not only have I lost my identity after basketball, but everything that kind of made me who I am. I miss it so much. My teammates and my friends.
Just embrace it, okay? Come on, you gotta find that greatness.
Keep it up, Kelly. Almost there.
I'm realizing now that I'm losing weight is I have so much to give and I have nobody to give it to.
You gotta set your goals high.
For sure.
It feels good accomplishing them, but you gotta keep on going until you hit that ultimate goal.
Kelly, you finished my program in just 6 months.
So, what is next for you?
Next, maybe dabble a little bit into the fitness competition world. Those bodies are unbelievable.
I like this idea. I tell you what, with the amount of muscle you have on you, you would be doing the bodybuilding world a disservice if you were to not participate in that. Absolutely. Josh?
Oh, we can keep going with her. It's fine.
You guys ready to see where Josh is? So now, Josh, 1 year ago, you stepped on the scale weighing in at 399 pounds. I gave you the goal to hit 250 or less at the 6-month mark, and you hit 254, but when the surgeon saw you, he said, look, you're still a perfect candidate for this. But tonight, I think we all want to see something less than 250 pounds. What do you got to say, right?
Trust and believe I do too.
All right. We're going to take that final step onto the scale. 399 pounds. That's what you've done to yourself. When your dad passed, you felt like you got some really big shoes to fill. Stop trying to fill his shoes. Stop carrying that weight on your shoulders. Why tie yourself up with it? Come on now.
I can't. It's not gonna happen. I'm telling you that right now. I don't know what more you want from me.
What more do you want from yourself? Everything now. Come on, Josh.
I wish I had my dad here to say he was proud, but I know what I'm doing is making him proud.
Josh, 1 year ago, when your journey began, you stepped on the scale weighing in at 399 pounds. Of course, you were 254 pounds when you qualified for surgery at the 6-month mark, but tonight, you want to see 250 or less. Take a deep breath and take your final step onto this scale. Go. 250, come on, here we go, 250. Oh my God!
I never thought I'd see that number on the scale. But that number doesn't define who I am. It's the hard work and dedication behind that number is the true definition of me.
The two of you should be so proud of yourselves. But a huge part of this process is paying it forward. So I want to give the two of you the opportunity to give a 1-week scholarship back to Destination Boot Camp at the Anschutz Health and Wellness Center. And you can give this to anybody of your choosing who you truly believe is ready to take that first step in their transformation.
First? Okay. This person's been by my side from the beginning. I want to pass that opportunity that I got on to my dad. I hope you know how grateful I am for you. Who I am today is half of you. Love you, Mom.
I am going to choose my sister. She's got a good head start and a good base, but I think this week is going to really hit home for her. And I know she'll pay it forward to somebody else and probably many more people than that.
When Kelly chose me for Extreme Weight Loss Destination Boot Camp, I was extremely proud. You know, I've seen what she's done. I need that, and I'm ready.
When he presented me with the ticket to go to Extreme Weight Loss Destination Boot Camp, I was overcome with joy. And I know my dad's looking down on all of us.
Ladies and gentlemen, the new Josh and Kelly! The two of you, you did something that we've never experienced before. I mean, you guys broke all of our records.
I appreciate you guys taking the time to give us a chance to accomplish something, to feel important, to feel like an athlete again, and to break those records. We had it in us the whole time. It just took someone else really believing and reminding us that we could do that. Being obese, it's like wearing a really heavy coat that you cannot take off no matter how bad you want to. And everything underneath that coat is absolutely beautiful and you want to share it with the world, but you're stuck in there. It feels so good to finally have shed that coat and let everything that I have on the inside come out. It's a sense of freedom, and I'm happier than ever that I now feel what other people saw in me.
My dad always was the one that I could hear in the crowd when I was playing sports or doing anything. And no matter if I won or I lost, or I played like crap, or I did really well, he always said he was proud of me no matter what, as long as I gave it my all. And that's what you did for me this year. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
You never know when your life is going to end. And that's why I'm here. I don't want to die. My dad didn't have that choice. because I was taken. But I'm taking my own right now, and that's ridiculous.
I lived. This year I finally figured out how to live, and I took my life back. And, you know, one day I'll get to meet my dad again, but hopefully no time soon.